Welcome to Founders Future, a podcast powered by Closers.io, where we dive into the journeys of visionary entrepreneurs and explore the road ahead for their ventures. I'm your host, Jae Encarnacion, and in each episode, we uncover the stories behind transformative businesses, the challenges they've overcome, and the strategies fueling their growth. Today, we are excited to have Dada Nabhaniilananda, known as the Monk Dude. Dada is a yoga monk with over 40 years of teaching experience, blending ancient wisdom with modern corporate needs to bring mindfulness and creativity to Silicon Valley's tech and creative industries. Based in Los Altos Hills, California, his company, The Monk Dude, founded in 2015, is revolutionizing how professionals connect with their human side through meditation, storytelling, and music. With testimonials from Google and Meta, an upcoming Leaders Edge retreat in 2025, Dada's work is making waves. We'll be exploring his incredible journey, how his programs empower teams, and his vision for scaling this impactful mission. So, with that being said, let's dive right in. Dada, welcome to Founders Future.
Thanks so much, Dave, for inviting me. This is cool.
An absolute pleasure
I'm
having
just
you on
jumping,
this
I'm
show.
just jumping into our first fundraising round. So you're reaching out with just right timing for me.
Love it. I love it. Always, I think the beauty of it, right? Timing is divine, and truly, it's a pleasure to have you on the show, Dada. So, would love to start at the top for our listeners here with you. If you could take us back to the beginning, Dada, what specific problem in the corporate world really inspired you to start the Monk Dude?
It's mental health in a word, the mental health crisis. But there's a very personal angle for this for me because my, I have three older brothers, but one of them took his own life 20 years. And that made a big impact on me because I looked back and I thought, wow, we were actually very similar. And I thought if I'd taken a different path, that could have been me.
Mm,
And so that's really, of course, brought this into focus for me. And so I, of course, found that there's this kind of perfect match between the meditation and yoga traditions that I've learned about my whole life and the problems of anxiety and stress and sleeplessness and loneliness and all these issues and the resulting mental health problems. This is a natural practice that can really help people without pills. Maybe in extreme cases, yeah, go to a therapist. But for many people, this can avoid that. The necessity for that can interrupt that.
incredible. I definitely want to understand, especially for our listeners, Dada, there's a lot of founders and entrepreneurs who tune into the show and could very well want to come and work with you right after this episode airs. So would really love for you to dive into the nuts and bolts of what you're doing with the Monk Dude and how you're generating revenue today. What is the core offer? I know you have some keynotes, team training, programs like from inspiration to innovation. How is that structured for your clients, and who is your ideal client that you do like to work with right now?
Well, I have an ideal client at the moment, Micron Technology,
Yes.
very big company, $140 billion company. They're on a wave riding a wave right now because their memory is the best in the world and it matches the NVIDIA giant chips.
Yes.
But they have a intense growth problem. You know, they're building four new facilities now, I think, to meet demand. And they approached me, one of their senior executives approached me about 2 years ago now. And he really wanted me to come in and work with their executive leadership team to help them firstly reduce stress, but it was really about them opening up creative thinking. So that was the first program they asked me to run, and it was for because it's executives, they're super busy. So we structured it, we work it out together. So I talked to the team. I said, "Look, when are you free?" Because I know, especially the executive team, it's not. I'm not going to dictate to them when and how it's going to happen. I we work it out together, and so we did three 2-hour sessions once a month, and we had actually engagement this is in person in the San Jose headquarters. They got 1,000 employees, 40 executives, and 19 of those 40 executives joined the program. So that was almost 50%. We were all very happy with that. Part of that is I do one-on-ones. I offer one-on-ones with everyone on the team during the 3 months. So that's an add-on, and they get our app and a book, and and we're actually going to follow that up now. I've had two more programs with them since for the other teams.
Amazing. So it sounds like you like to work with those with bigger businesses and their executive teams, but it also sounds like you can work with smaller businesses as well to really bring that internally. What you're bringing to the table here in that mindfulness side of things, it could really impact everyone across the board. So right now, working with those bigger companies, but you really can work with pretty much anyone along that spectrum, if I'm hearing that correctly.
I work with a lot of smaller companies. Of course, I highlight the big names because it impresses people, but
Yeah.
yeah, I'll work with anybody who needs my help. And my rates are lower for the smaller companies because I run a small business myself. It's a different budget.
Love it. I absolutely love that. From what you're doing, you have the one-on-one coaching, the group coaching, team training, the programs that you offer. So very, very solid approach there. When you're thinking about scaling the Monk Dude, what does that look like as far as the offers that you have right now? Which one of those offers really is your main staple when you're thinking about scaling the Monk Dude to that next level?
Great point. So I've got 5 different offers on my website. You've seen that. The two that are attracting, there's three that are attracting a lot of attention, I would say. One is called The Power of Hope. So and I actually ran that. That was the second program I ran for Micron. They asked me to come back and run that one. And the third one they asked me for it's called The Future of Intelligence. And
Mhm.
it's about basically remembering what it means to be human and reorienting so that we're not swallowed up in this a lot of hype, honestly,
Yeah.
about AI. I mean, I'm not saying it's not real and it's very useful, but it's overhyped.
Yeah.
And I think, generally as a culture, we've drifted away from what's natural for humans. Being with people, being in nature, being with community, being alone with ourselves and being comfortable with that. So the Power of Hope's one they really like, and because it helps people to feel positive about this very uncertain future and to see the positive. It's there already, but it's really a matter of remembering to look. And again, developing internal resilience, which is super important for founders. Founders are the most stressed people in the world, I think. I don't, I'm a founder and it's stressful for me, and I meditate a lot. I'm a monk.
Yeah.
It's really bad for people who don't have these tools. So the creativity is the one that's attracted people the most, creative thinking, innovation, like that. But the follow-on ones that they think, actually, that worked. Let's look at some of these others. So those are the three. But what we're doing actually now, I'm just fundraising, as I said, and I'm just already beginning to bring on new members of my very small team. And we're creating a whole platform which
Mm.
is public facing. So we already have an app and the website's got a corporate side and B2B and a B2C side, but we're going to build over the next 5 years, three in particular, a strong sort of public facing platform, which will be a holistic lifestyle style program.
Amazing. Absolutely incredible. It's just beautiful to have someone like yourself, Dada, in really living it, being and breathing this experience, and then seeing the beautiful changes that it can make. And obviously, everything that you've gone through in life has led you to where you are now, to now really pushing that across and providing this quality on the business side of things. So just incredible to hear your take and your approach to this and being a founder yourself. Truly, it's an honor and a pleasure, Dada, to have you on the show so far. So I really would love to hear how you're approaching the idea of the acquisition side of things. What's working best for you when it comes to generating new leads? And a big question that I have here is, do you have a lever that you can pull when it comes to having a predictable lead generation system? What does that look like? And talk us through what channels are most effective for you right now.
So I've been working for the last 2 years with a really great advisor. He's on my board now, who used to teach sales and marketing at UC Berkeley.
Amazing.
So I learned, my method is to learn from other people
Yes.
because I have my expertise, but I'm super ignorant about 90%, 99.9% of everything. Okay. And so when I want to learn something, I find someone I like and I trust who's knowledgeable and I try and collaborate with them. And I'm able to do that in AI. That's how I learned about AI. I've got an amazing AI expert who's my friend, consultant, this marketing guy. He helped craft our marketing plan, which is we're already using for the corporate stuff. But what we need is staff because I'm just one guy. That's why we're raising funds, right? I'm going to be mainly spending the money we raise on hiring people to implement the plan we've already got, which we've already tested in a small way. We've got some clients, but we want to scale that with the corporate. But the big scaling is, of course, making the platform, which will be digital.
Amazing. So as of right now, it's pretty much just you right now, Dada, running the show, but you're looking to bring on a sales team, a marketing team, some setters and closers to really get your name out there and get you in front of a lot more and then really implement that plan. So with that marketing plan in place, is it a system where you're utilizing social media, you have ads, you have the whole kind of gamut? Is this something that you're doing now to get ads, or are you waiting to have that team in place to start utilizing the system in place?
Where I actually brought on my first sales and marketing person yesterday.
Beautiful. Okay.
So it's exciting. I know them really well. They're very good. So we're going to be focused on LinkedIn. We're not thinking about ads yet. We want to have webinars. I've got 5,000 followers, not big, but it's enough to start running webinars and stuff like that. So we're going to be really focusing on creating good content, regular content, building our following on LinkedIn. We're really going organic growth rather than putting a lot of money into ads. That might come further down the track, but I've learned a lot from watching videos by people who've done this successfully, and spending on ads might come later, but only when we've really got a proven sales funnel process. Otherwise, it's a waste of money.
Absolutely love that. Just the real focus here is again that scale, right? That's what you're really looking to do with the monk dude. Take it
Yep.
to the next level, have the pieces in place, just brought in a salesperson, looking to expand on that a bit more. From the sounds of it, it sounds like there's a couple bottlenecks that you have from the conversation had so far, and that's going to be that consistent, predictable lead generation system that you're looking to have put into place. And then again, just continuing to build on that team, right? Getting more salespeople in there, getting more marketing, getting more assistants around you to really have this machine up and running. As far as those go, are there anything else on the bottleneck side of things that you are thinking about that you're looking to solve as you scale?
Well, raising funds so that we can hire the marketing team, but that goes together. And you did right with that's where we're focusing now. You did ask, I didn't answer part of your question about acquisition. So we see three or possibly four verticals where, in 4 or 5 years' time, we might be able to go for an acquisition. But those they might be our competitors initially, and they
Nice.
might end up being our partners or acquirers or whatever. And there's the big players in the sort of mindfulness app space like Headspace and Calm. It's one sort of vertical. There's a number of those that we might have content that which is unique that they might like, and there are different possibilities. Second one is actually the health insurance industry. A lot of them already use mindfulness, Aetna Insurance. What's the big one here? Kaiser. Yeah, Kaiser have mindfulness
Yeah.
programs. We could come with something much more in depth that they might be interested in. And there are others. And then there's the hotel business who have these destination experience retreats like Miraval from Hyatt, I think. And the fourth one is enterprise. So we can create a version of our app that or a membership that we would license to enterprise. That's what Calm and Headspace have done very successfully.
Beautiful. Beautiful. So really having that full plan set out, and now it's just about putting the pieces in place to get that up and running and really making waves as you expect it to. So just incredible, Dada, to hear the journey that you're on right now to get to that point. I would really love to hear a misconception because obviously really knowing what you're doing, what you're bringing to the table, the amount of experience that you have, what is a misconception that you have heard about mindfulness in corporate settings, especially around its value to high performance teams or its scalability? What can you address for us on that side of things?
One of my favorite questions. Thank you. So I divide it. You'll see this on my website on the what. My website goes who, what, no, what, I think who, why, what, how. So those are the venues. Benefits of meditation. And mindfulness doesn't really equal meditation. I consider it a subset of meditation.
Mm,
Meditation is a lot more than that. And we also include yoga, good nutrition, exercise, community as a part of what we consider healthy and having a purposeful life. So the whole package, the holistic lifestyle includes all of that. But meditation is very much at the core of it, especially for these corporate programs. And a lot of people think, oh, great, I'm stressed, I can't sleep. So those sort of negatives are the first benefit that they look at controlling with meditation. And yes, it's very effective in doing that. But there's a set of positives that most people don't think of, like it enhances creativity. And there's tons of research around all of this. Enhances creativity, hence productivity. Enhances relationships because you're less likely to react and offend somebody, or you listen to people better, more considerate of others. It's very useful for teams. It's great for just focus.
Yeah.
And so all of these sort of positive outcomes, most people don't think about, but actually can bring out your kind of latent superhuman powers.
Yes.
Is once you calm down, stop overthinking, and get in touch with your kind of core. I often think of Iron Man. It's sort of
Yes.
like he's got this shining light in his heart. That's what meditation does.
I love it.
It lights up your heart and gives you this sense of purpose and a desire to do good in the world. It's actually been shown through some research in Australia to not just reduce stress and anxiety, but increase altruism.
Wow.
So that's got societal impact. This is big purpose for me.
Yeah, that's absolutely beautiful. It is super important to be right in the moment and be present. And I think that's a huge mission that you're on to get this into this light and into this field. So just incredible again, being able to hear this side from you, Dada. So I would really love to hear or to have you paint the picture for us and the listeners here. What does the rest of 2025 going into 2026 look like for you, Dada? As far as top priorities go, whether you have revenue targets, performance goals, impact goals, what does that look like to continue to achieve that success that you're on right now?
Kind of building the machine. I'm going to be bringing on staff, and that's going to mean I'm going to have to spend a lot of time with each one of them. And I've got getting our management in place, getting our operations in place, and our marketing funnel, as you say, and then beginning to work on the product, the sort of the scaling product. But we're taking our time over that because we want to perfect the team. And you mentioned retreat. We'll run a corporate retreat, and then eventually we'll be franchising and stuff like that. We want to be both human in person and digital online and make it very easy to cross that boundary wherever you are.
Absolutely incredible. So with that there, how do you see the mindfulness and corporate wellness industry and its evolution in the coming years here, Dada, especially with your unique blend of storytelling and music and what you're bringing to the space? What are you doing to position the Monk Dude at the forefront of this evolution that you're picturing?
We think of this whole thing as we're using the metaphor of a tree. In our graphics, you haven't seen, but maybe I'll show you. I'd love to. So you see at the root is both traditional wisdom and science. So it's filtering out the dogma and religious sort of superstition, but getting to the essence of these techniques that have been proven over more than 7,000 years. They take 10 years to test a new drug. This is the most tested mental health technique in the history of the world. Okay, so that's the root. And then we're building a community that's drawing on that and figuring out how are humans supposed to live. And we've got this amazing core community of experts in psychology. They all meditate. That's the rule. That's it. And seriously, they're not just doing token meditation. Psychologists, health experts, scientists, marketers. I've got a very strong team around this so that's the trunk of the tree. And then on the customer interaction side, yeah, storytelling, music, fantasy. I'm a fantasy writer on the side.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
do stand-up comedy kind of secretly. But because this is how humans love to speak. What we're craving human interaction in these natural formats. We've been sitting around the campfire telling jokes, telling stories, making music for tens of thousands of years. We
Yes.
crave it. And I want to enable that in the digital space. So we've got this, as far as I know, it's unique. So I don't want to tell you too much, to be
Yeah,
honest.
yeah.
But we're going to have a system where every practitioner, or every member, I should say, and we're hoping obviously for tens of thousands or hundreds or millions of members eventually, they are part of a community. Then they're able to interact with one another, not just online, but also in person
Amazing.
if they take a little extra trouble. So we've got a pretty ambitious global vision for this, but it's doable because I'm actually part of a global meditation and yoga community already. I
Incredible.
know 1,000 monks and nuns, and
Yeah.
many of them we might be able to train them up to be part of this and help serve people in different parts of the world.
Absolutely beautiful vision. And I know for a fact, with how motivated and driven and intelligent you are, that is definitely going to be something that happens. And I can't wait to see it a few years from now and be like, man, I had Dada on the show not too long ago talking about these things, and they're all coming to fruition. So just incredible there. And I do want to take us into the lightning round here,
Oh
Dada.
yeah.
Just a couple more points to hit with our listeners before we wrap up the show. And the first one's going to be on a tool or resource side. whether it's a meditation technique, a storytelling approach, an AI tool that you're utilizing. What is something that's really been a game changer for the Monk Dude this far?
My not very secret weapon. It's a musical form. It's mantra chanting.
Um,
It makes meditation easy. The main problem with meditation and mindfulness is people find it hard to concentrate, especially
yeah,
highly educated, smart people like you and all the people that, my clients in the Silicon Valley.
yes,
So the chanting the mantras is designed to calm down the mind, and it's easy. Anyone can do it. You don't have to be able to concentrate. And then you can go into meditation. I think of it as the quickest legal way to change your state of mind.
amazing.
Yeah.
Incredible. This is definitely going to be my favorite question here, especially with someone like yourself, Dada. And that's going to be on the advice side of things. What do you have to offer for some piece of advice to our listeners tuning in right now, other founders, entrepreneurs, business owners? What can you leave them with before we wrap up the show today, Dada?
You might expect me to say meditate every day or something like that. Yeah, that's a given. But there are many sub things that we can do, small things, easy things, to really help us feel better, feel more hopeful and positive. And I've rediscovered something that's quite well known. It's commonly known as the gratitude practice. This is actually I use it in my workshop on the power of hope, and I think it's really needed today. And it's actually it's a version of an old practice from yoga. It's called Santosh. It means contentment. So this is a very simple way to feel much more content about your life circumstances, even if they're hard. And that is simply in the morning, write down 5 things you're grateful for. It sounds too simple to be useful, but it's very powerful, especially if you maintain it. So you need a buddy.
Mm,
Find a buddy and do it together, check in with each other, and at first you'll think, I'm going to run out of things in a couple of days, of all the obvious things. I'm feeling great for my friends and my dog and my whatever, the tree outside. But you'll decide that you start discovering new things in your
mm.
life and you begin seeing them everywhere. Things to be grateful for, things that you feel, oh my God, I'm blessed. Anyone can do this, and it makes a big difference. And do it with a friend.
Absolutely incredible. With that right there, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to wrap up another inspiring episode of Founders Future. Dada, I truly cannot thank you enough. Incredible journey and sharing your insights with us today. As I mentioned, clear as day with your drive, your passion, where you are on your journey this far. I know that you're going to do some incredible things with the Monk Dude, and I can't wait to see where you are in a few years from now. I'd love to have you back on the show maybe in 6 months to a year from now to get some good updates because I know there will be many.
Let's see what happened. I really appreciate you inviting me on. This is very helpful. The way you're helping people. It's hard starting a small business. What you're doing is incredible. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Absolutely. And to our listeners, if you enjoyed this episode, which I know so many of you have, don't forget to subscribe to Founders Future wherever you listen to your favorite podcast. And don't forget to check out The Monk Dude at themonkdude.com for their free transformative programs. Excuse me, for just their transformative programs. And follow Dada on LinkedIn at linkedin.com/in/, the monk dude. And for more resources and insights, you can check us out at closers.io, where we are dedicated to helping businesses accelerate their growth through trained appointment setters and world-class marketing systems. Until then, keep climbing, and we will see you on the next one.